This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
About to bring gold back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
And how sweet it is! A state gold medal for the Union Scotties!
And the Shannock Lancers are your 2A softball champions. The trophy lifted high.
The 10th seed Union Scotties are WPIAL champions.
Not a Cinderella story, a championship story here.
And your 2023 WPIL 2A Girls Champions, the Shenango Wildcats.
The pitch from Bruce, here it comes. Swing and a miss! Union wins it! The Union Scotties have rallied to win the WPIAL Championship.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Work it down inside and alley-oop the young gun.
She'll strike it and score!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Coming to you live from the Mike Cavelli Fieldhouse, it's Unified Bocce here on lcsportsnet.com. Union hosting Mohawk, the third Unified Bocce match we've been able to cover here this season. Alongside Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson, getting ready for the fun here of Unified Bocce. We got to see Laurel against Newcastle. We got to see an exhibition between Shenango and Freedom. And now we get to see the battle at the border between the Scotties and the Warriors. Teams about to be introduced out onto the court while they do the introductions. Lee, just again, how much fun it is to be able to see these athletes being able to get the recognition, and it's been fun to be able to go and actually cover these games as well. And we got the student sections out in full force today, Lee.
And the Union girls basketball team also in full force. So yeah, it's nice to see both student sections out and a nice crowd on hand. Mm-hmm. But they said, I say this every broadcast, this is a very, very popular sport and growing big time. And the Union team, the biggest teams in the county, they have two teams, so only one team gets to play at a time. Unfortunately, it's the bad downfall with that.
It is, but at the same time, you're exactly right that at least that you're going to have well, I mean, look, the limit you can have is 16, 8
right.
athletes for each team, essentially, if you want to call it a team 1, team 2, team A, team B, whatever, however you want to look at it. But you also have the fact, like, for example, Union, they have a full 16-member squad, but they have 3 or 4 who are like managers just because they want to keep on helping, even though they can't be an official partner on the team, which I think is really awesome to see.
Yeah, they step down from throwing, but they're still able to coach. Well, not during the game. They can't do that, but they're still able to do the practices and still be there for support during game day like they are now.
They're now introducing Mohawk, and they only have a team of 6, which also makes it tough because you have to do the rotations in a specific way when you have 4 at each end, but you have to rotate who goes to the left, to the right, and rotating back and forth, and who's partnered with whom as well. Each athlete, a special needs athlete with a cognitive or intellectual disability, has to be paired with a partner, a regular ed student.
Very excited, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Caesar.
The twins here to our left, and Peyton and Eric Viziak. And we're going to turn it over. They're going to say the PIAA Athlete's Oath.
But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. It is my pleasure to announce today's competition officially open. Good luck. Captains, please meet the official at the center line of the coach box.
And now we are ready to go. And the way to tell the difference between the Viziaks, Peyton and Eric, Peyton's the one with the tie-dye, funky-looking socks.
Okay. I see him now.
So we thank them. So the captain's meeting there for the coin toss.
And we'll be able to talk to both coaches. Both coaches, since they're not allowed to coach during the match, they're going to come up and talk a little bit about their program.
Yeah, which
And
again,
how the season's going.
yeah, which again is a really, really cool aspect of this, that we get to talk to Coach Phil George and Coach Roseanne Felina for their respective teams. We'll talk to Coach George midway through this opening game. It is 30 minutes, however many ends it takes in that 30 minutes. And then if you end up one team winning game 1, one team winning game 2, you go to a golden frame, which is literally just one end of roll to see who ends up winning the match in total.
And they are able to pick their 4 kids who are 4 athletes, basically, who's going to throw.
Mohawk will be throwing first.
So Mohawk will be throwing first, and we hope that they have it set up with Mohawk with the red ball. And usually it works out that way, but not always. First throw underway from McKenna Sankovic. The
And
senior.
that will definitely stay in between the cones.
Yeah, Paulina has to be past the midcourt line on the basketball court before the, that's not quite the foul line, the far cone, just inside the three-point arc. So then after rolling to Paulina, she now gets first choice there. McKenna's roll is going to go a little bit far. And now that means Union will be up for their first, and it's going to be CC Settle who will go first for Union, going with the green. CC, well, she's used to big team battles. She's the second oldest of 7 siblings, excuse me.
Trying to decide who's going to throw already.
Wow, one throw each, and we already are going to have
The measurement. That's how precise the bocce gets.
And Anthony Ryan's ready to go for Union if LaGreen is further away. So
Green will throw. Red is still closer.
this is Anthony Ryan. Hey, birthday coming up here on Valentine's Day for Anthony.
All right, Anthony. Oh.
And his roll. Good roll down the near sideline. Gonna go a bit too far, and now coming up. This is Ian Galanka. Going right at it up the middle is Ian. Favorite movie is Transformers. Right around his teammate's ball, and that's going to go right at it. Beautiful shot from Ian Galanka.
And the jubilation to him, too, for Ian. Also a member of the choir.
So Ethan Kozier, a freshman, now coming in. Trying to go down the near side, a little bit too strong. Good effort there from Ethan Crozier.
He dislikes dog noise. Very interesting.
Getting plenty.
But he likes animals, so he just doesn't like dogs, I guess.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Getting lots of noise here. Shelby also not a fan of the noise of thunder. But man, she's going to bring down the boom right here, right at the Paulina. Great roll from the senior Shelby Hartson.
Ooh, it's backing up just a little bit.
But it is going to be just inside the green ball.
From this angle, it looks like it's definitely a good throw here.
It's the last throw coming for Union, Savannah Llewellyn.
Let's see where she's going to go.
One of the partners doing lots of different things. She plays the baker in the upcoming school musical.
And what's the musical?
I'm blanking. Beauty and the Beast? I am completely blanking right now.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
You got me. Zachary Roberts now with one ball already in.
I've done my job then.
Good start to the day for you.
Yeah. Oh, another great throw.
Is it
Keep
gonna
rolling,
get
keep rolling, keep rolling.
It's going to be tight. It's definitely one for Mohawk, and it looks like that's all.
That should be it.
Well, good roll from Zach, but I got to give you a C plus only because his dislikes are algebra.
Well, I'm all for it, so gotta one subject I just did not go.
So here how you see the switch going around. Looks like McKenna and Shelby will be flipping over to the left side here for Mohawk. As again, they only have 6 competing today. Union will have a completely different squad for Game 1 versus Game 2. But Mohawk with the 1-0 lead here early. Give a shout out to a couple of our LC SportsNet sponsors real quick. Give a shout out to Works in Progress Paint Services, keys to the game, and I think the keys more than anything. Part of the student section, the agreement is during this first game, they're actually going to be staying a little more quiet. We're going to amp it up a little bit in Game 2, Lee, with some extra excitement. Some noise-sensitive students for Union that are going to be in Game 1, but then we'll leave the gym for Game 2.
Oh, okay.
But just again, cool that we have students from Mohawk and Union that have come out to kind of be these student sections. And also cool, they're actually sitting together. And again, that's part of the camaraderie that you see here with Unified Bocce. Everything is really unified. Yeah, you're competing. As Eric Viziak, good start for him. Got his own YouTube channel. You have to check that one out. Eric Studios A113. And do you know the A113 reference there, Mr. Lima?
No, I have no idea.
Well, if you watch any Disney Pixar movie, any Disney or Pixar movie,
Okay.
A113 is hidden somewhere in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's because most Disney artists, their first class is in room A113, and they kind of put a little nod to it. So, for
Okay.
example, the license plate in Toy Story is A113. Sydney Moudry getting her first throw, and a good one there. It's going to drift a little to the left, and it looks like it'll be just inside. So, yes, Union closest. Red will now throw.
Well, check it out. There's Eric.
All right.
How about that? I'll have to check that out. Couple 2-minute videos on there. Check that out later on tonight.
Johnny Cooper was first to go for Union, had a good look at it, movie buff. Now back to McKenna Sankovic. Good pump off from there.
Did you hear the ooze of the crowd there?
I had a little fist pump there from McKenna Sankovic.
And I'm all for her favorite restaurant's Texas Roadhouse, my friend.
That's a perfect call.
You better believe it.
So I want to give a shout out here to Acadia Vogan. She's not going to roll. She's one who gave up her spot. She lettered last year in Unified Bocce. Gave up her spot, but she is going to stay on as Matthew Canada's one-on-one helper here. So Matthew, who's a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine, loves trains. Let's go back to the A113. The train in Cars is number A113 as well.
And yeah, she's not allowed to touch the ball in any way.
Yep. Also have the Union Junior High cheerleaders, by the way, Lee. I don't know if you see behind the Union bench on the left-hand side. Thanks to them and Miss Mallory Jacobs, their advisor, for coming out for this fun event. Arlo Simpkins, he's an award-winning artist. Just barely got back here in time from Votech to be a part of the team. And a great roll from Arlo. Is it going to stop? It's tough on these wooden floors.
Yeah.
Good pace, just a little too much on it. So Union out of balls. Red is still closest.
So he's a welder, is Arlo. Very good field.
Yeah, good money right now. Shelby Hartzell now going. Shelby dreams of going to London.
Well, we got some great throws here.
No, this set has been great. Just short, though. And now, final throw coming from Peyton. Loves Manginos and loves horror films. That's Peyton Viziak. His is going to drift off to the left, but kind of a safe throw, making sure that he doesn't take away the 1 point. So 2 ends down, a point in each end for Mohawk. They lead 2-0, Lee.
Yeah, it's been a good year so far for Mohawk. They've been very happy with the results so far.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And so now how the rotation works is basically you play 2 sets in a row, then you sit a set for Mohawk. Union with the full 8-man roster for this game.
So the twins are still together.
Yeah, so each athlete is partnered with a partner, and it's the same one throughout each game. Now they could switch it up technically from game 1 to game 2.
This might be a little too. No,
It's checking up nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, that sure is.
Good throw for Ethan Crozier to start things off.
Now that's probably going to roll too far.
Oh, but it's right at it, Lee. This might bump it forward. Oh, just missed. And I'll tell you what, a famous person, dead or alive, that Ethan would like to have dinner with. I don't know how famous Mr. Phil George is, his coach, but you know what? I'm sure, Ethan, I'm sure he appreciates that you consider him a famous person.
Maybe go to Texas Roadhouse.
CC settle.
Yeah, green one should hit. Speaking of Phil George, he's going to come up and...
Yeah. We'll come talk to him real quick. Get Coach set up here. Oh, there you go, Coach.
Here's our famous person, dead or alive.
Yeah, let's start with that right there. How do you feel about that, Coach Phil George? Ethan wants to have dinner with you, a famous person.
I told him I'm famous in my own head, so that counts, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely does. Thanks for coming and joining us here, Phil. So first off, a great roll right as you get up here. Perfect timing from.
So you're still keeping stats as you go.
So I started something new this year.
Get that up a little bit closer.
Yeah,
to
a little
you.
closer for you.
There you go.
So after every roll, I just have a little like scoring system for the kids, like a 2, a 1, or a 0 with how good the shot was, so that if we get into the golden frame, I can kind of look and have an idea of like.
So what's a 2 and what's a 1? And
so that's very subjective.
That's why I asked.
So Eric's roll right there was a 2. That was
for sure.
like.
Okay.
Doesn't get much better.
Okay.
The one that Anthony Ryan just threw, maybe a 1, kind of close.
Yeah, that's. I'd say that's borderline. I'd probably give him a 1 though. That's pretty good.
Okay, we get your idea.
Yeah.
I like the thinking though.
Well,
You've already had a golden game this year, right?
Yeah, and last year we were 0-2 in them, and I always felt like did I not pick the right people? And so I wanted to start something a little different this year, and. Yeah, we already have more wins in the golden frame this year than we did all last year.
Do your athletes know that you're doing this?
No. They will now.
They do now.
Well,
So this is what, the 4th year of Unified Bocce at Mohawk? Is that correct? I'm putting you on the spot there. Apologize.
this is. I have it in my notes. I think this is year 3.
Year 3 of botching. Let's talk about how things have progressed from that opening year. Maybe not even in terms of numbers or anything, but in terms of the kids being involved and in your knowledge of being able to do more and more like your little scoring system here.
Here we go. It is.
You better get a 2 out for him.
Yeah, we're getting a 2.
And now Mark.
A 2 for Zach.
And now Mark, the other one, a 1 now.
Yeah, he might. What a roll. So, I guess it's like any other sport. Like once you have like a good like foundation of like how to play the game and like some of the terminology, you can kind of skip that stuff when the year starts, and you can kind of just go right into strategies and practicing. And something different that we did this year, we did one team versus staff game. So I got 4 staff members, and we had a scrimmage against the staff, and I've had so much positive feedback from other staff members that were interested in doing it. So we're doing 3.
At the end of frame 3, Mohawk leads 4-0.
We're doing 3 of them this year, 1 before each match, just to help the kids work on, as you're looking at right now, like the switching. So we have 6 today. Usually we have 7. So that switches how we rotate. So it helps kind of get the kids used to the rotation, so we're not wasting time when we're here, and we get to practice on a gym floor, the practice before a match. So
I'll tell you what, too, it might actually be easier with 6 to do the rotation, I would think, because you
so
have
much
partners.
easier. Yeah, so
It'd be a lot easier to have just 8.
True.
If you can get there.
8 would be ideal.
Yeah.
When we have 7, we have 4 of the kids that just never move, and then we have 3 hit it.
Going right up the wall and just bounced off for Ethan there. Good good first effort.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna let him rethrow because they need to move it off the wall a little bit on the opening throw for the Paulina, right?
Right.
So they're actually going to give
So I
Ethan
guess
another shot at it.
that is a rule in one of the rules we just learned here.
Correct.
That the Paulina cannot be against the wall, actually, because a regular bocce, it can.
Yes.
Oh, he's going right back at it. Use
Well,
that
that's
bank.
perfect.
Couldn't have done it any better. So thank you for the second opportunity.
Yeah.
I think Rofelina's given the officials the business now. They're a little upset about having to get us the redo.
And you know what? She can deal.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you're going to go to McDonald's for with Ethan
After that
That's
throw.
his favorite restaurant.
That's the famous person in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, that works perfect.
Oh, Johnny.
This is a lot of fun for you, too, because I know you know a lot of these kids, and Johnny's going right at it. Johnny Cooper.
How about the standing ovation?
Wow, what a roll. So, now I'm hoping.
Yeah, it has to be extra fun for you, right, coming back to Union.
This is great. I was just telling Ms. Monteleone, this is the third year of bocce, and we've always come here all 3 years. It's great. I see McKenna's going right for the bank. Oh, she's going to.
Well, kind of used as a backstop, but didn't quite stay in. A little thumbs up from Coach.
That was a good shot. Great try. I mean, she just missed it.
You know, good number of seniors and a couple of freshmen.
We're losing 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll lose 4 of our 7 kids. So.
How often you guys get to try to practice during the week?
2 days a week. We do Tuesday, Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
Going off the wall is Shelby. Man, these are close.
And that's such a big role there because I look at this and just you try to limit the damage right now. You're probably not going to you're not getting inside that green one. So roll a good one and limit it.
And how tough is that? I mean, that's obviously something you'd have to try to discuss during a practice because you can't talk about it here during a game unless you took a timeout.
Yeah, so we have, the athletes and we have the partners, and I always tell the partners that, they have to be me in the match. Like they have to be the ones to make those decisions. Like I make the partners just.
What'd you say? You're not going to get inside that green, Coach?
Zach's right on it. Look at Zach.
You're not going to get in charge, huh?
Wow.
Zachary Roberts, you should be ecstatic about that one.
Oh, go take him to Cheesecake Factory, my friend.
That might be a 3 on the number system. That might just be a new one. That was on.
Now where do you go?
And now this will be an interesting rule here because if those two are identical in the same.
So if they're both touching, essentially.
Union would get 1 point.
Because they were there
behind?
first.
Because they went there first.
Oh, okay.
So.
They're saying green's closest anyways right now.
Oh, red out of
actually.
balls. That's part of the reason.
But we can't because they're out.
So Matthew Canaday now. Big Pens fan is Matthew.
Yes, yes, he is.
Gets his throw. Help from Acadia Vogan. A couple members of this Union team who are going to be going with the student council trip to D.C. coming up.
Yeah. But no, back to your question, a lot of these. It's been now, I think this is year 5 for me at Mohawk, so there's still some familiar faces here, but it's sad. It's a little less and less each year. But no, this is always my favorite match to come back and see a lot of coworkers and friends. And
oh, with the bump from Arlo Simpkins, I think that's going to give Green 1.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, good roll from Arlo to.
That might be the best frame that I've seen this season. Like those 5 shots right there. In any other frame would be the closest.
Well, I mean, when we're going crazy after the first shot of the frame from Ethan, and that ends up being, what, the 4th or 5th away. Look, they're even taking a picture of it.
That'd make a professional bocce player proud.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So, flashback to last year, because you guys actually got to host some of the playoffs during last year's run.
Yeah, so before the season started, they were looking for a host, and we volunteered, to host. And we had 8 schools that we were hosting for. It wasn't like a Mercer County tournament in Lawrence County, but that's kind of how it almost ended up being. And it was a great experience, especially because our region had 12 teams, and actually Union and us both made playoffs out of that 12-team region. And it's always, when we decided to host, like, you don't know if you're going to make the playoffs or not. You're hoping, and it was extra special to be able to do that last year. And little bit of a home court advantage. So,
I mean, each gym is a little bit different. Each gym floor rolls a little bit
Yeah, I was going
different.
to say, is it?
so
First row here for McKenna. Try to knock it out, but just missed.
and you're right, every floor is very different. So we're really big, like when we get into a gym, like we try to get as many practice throws as we possibly can just to like see how the floor's rolling and try to get all those bad shots out early.
Eric's also going to try to bump it out, and one misses right, one misses left. Good effort, though. Star Wars Rebels fan is
Big Star Wars.
Is Eric?
Yeah, Eric's a big Star Wars fan.
that makes it for, again, new experiences for the kids. Also the fact you were hosting and participating, but to have not just one match going on, but to have the 8 teams that are all doing stuff. It does mean a lot for these kids, athlete and partner combined.
Yeah, and a lot of great volunteers. My Teal soccer boys, a good amount of them came and helped officiate, set up the courts, and it was a nice experience.
Speaking of good experience, I want to give a shout out to members of Mohawk and of Union, putting together these student sections to be able to get the kids coming out. Coach Mariano brought the bus over. I mean, this is a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, this is great. The kids practice hard and they work hard, and they were definitely excited that the fan bus was going to come, and we were going to have a lot of their peers come and watch, and some of them probably for the first time experiencing a bocce match and watching one. So, this is great.
Well, and you kind of alluded to it though, how cool it is even for the faculty, because they don't even know the extent of what bocce is and what all it entails until they're playing in some of these practice matches.
Yeah. A lot of our staff members, we open the court up for 15 minutes to let them practice and try to explain to them the quick guide of how to play. Just missed.
Good idea there, trying to go for the angle from Ian. Lee, you'd like that. He loves Kiss and Joan Jett. Big music fan is Ian. Savannah Wolf.
Joan Jett.
Ooh, we need a red bump.
Ooh,
green bump.
How about a green bump? That could work too.
That gets the standing ovation for the cheerleaders from the Union side. So 2 for green, so they're back in it for 3 now with 8 minutes. So possibly might be the last frame here. How long did it take you to get over these special rules with Special Olympics? Because there's quite a few differences in between regular bocce and regular.
I feel like it's kind of like you're relearning each year. Like when the year starts, you're going through the rule book and trying to like reteach yourself. Just all the rules of scoring, all the rules of like what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do as a coach. I mean, like I said, this is year 3, so I feel like starting to get the hang of it a little bit more. But
so here's one here. The first throw too short, so that you get a re-chance at it.
Yep.
Does Johnny?
And he's going to get it this time.
Yeah, that'll hold up just fine. What's been the biggest difficulty in not only starting this 3 years ago, but in maintaining and keeping this bocce program going? Obviously, time on the court I know is a big one that everybody talks about.
Number one. Yeah, that's always number one. It's just there's just so many sports going on at once, and our biggest thing, and we're trying to be realistic with it, is like if we could get the basketball court before the practice before a match. Like we'll practice in the hall, the cafeteria, wherever, but if we can get the basketball court, before a match, that seems to help the kids. So
yeah, the little consistency has to be nice, and I'm sure having the faculty help in those games before the match kind of helps too, right?
And the other thing that's, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's unique with this, and because it's Special Olympics, is all these officials that you're seeing and everything is all volunteer based. So you need a decent amount of volunteers and a lot of people in the district that are willing to support the program. So I wouldn't say that's difficult, but it makes this sport a little more unique than others.
Yeah. So I can't say go to PIAA.org, click on become official.
Yeah, you're right. Phil, a couple more questions before we let you get back down there. for people who are tuning in, if they've not seen this before, or if they might say, hey, that could be something our school is interested in, just tell them about all the benefits that you've seen and what it takes to get this program up and underway.
Yeah, the benefits that I've been seeing for my kids, I've seen in everybody on the team, just growing in their confidence of who they are as a person. I feel like everybody feels very welcomed, very relaxed of who they are as a person on this team, and I just see a growing confidence in each of them, and a little hard.
Just missed there from Eric.
Once again, like if it is, I mean, I'll butcher the number, but like the Unified Bocce across the state is growing by leaps and bounds.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just like I feel like every year it grows. Like there's at least 100 plus more teams each year, so the word's getting out. I would say anybody that's listening to this who doesn't have a program, that is interested in starting a program, like, I mean, find me on the Mohawk School website or Ro Felina or somebody, and just kind of talk to us just about what we had to do to start up the program. Special Olympics is great. I mean, they provide uniforms. They provide you a lot of just useful material on how to start a good program.
The court and everything.
Court, the bocce balls, yeah, all of that.
Or we can find you at McDonald's with Ethan.
Yes.
Or find me at McDonald's with Ethan.
Yes.
with Ethan.
Real quick, Coach, a couple shout-outs to, I know there's a lot of people you want to give thanks for everything that you've been able to have with this bocce program here at Mohawk.
Shot, yeah. I mean, first off, all the parents. I mean, this doesn't happen if you don't have supportive parents that are, that enjoy the program and will, bend over backwards to, to do anything that we ask them to do. Our superintendent, our director of special ed, building maintenance. I mean, like them clearing out our cafeteria every day to help,
That's going to be at least one for Union.
Yeah,
they might have to measure for the second one here.
They'll measure, and we'll be able to get one more frame in. So,
Depending on how long it takes to measure.
no.
Should be okay.
Tell Nicole and Kayla. I definitely think they have the second point.
Yeah, that's Kayla.
From this angle, it looks like it.
Nicole Dijon and Kayla Radashi are your volunteer officials today.
Closer than we thought. There's the
two.
two green. So Union making all the way back.
Get down there, Coach.
Let me get down there, and I got one timeout that I will be using.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Coach. That's Phil
Thanks.
George of Mohawk, and now he's going to blame me because he came up here, and all of a sudden it's back-to-back 2-point frames for Union.
Yeah.
And now they have a 5-4 advantage.
And he didn't get a chance to use that timeout.
Well, he still can because
Right.
as long as the frame starts before the 2-minute warning, you are fine.
It looks like.
And he'll be very smart in when he does these.
So the frame is started, so we are officially in. So how about that? 5 straight points for the Scotties.
Thanks again, Phil George. Again, former Union special needs teacher here. So again, it's a fun little homecoming. Cece Sutter goes first. A little extra encouragement from Acadia Vogan. A good block there, looks like, from Cece. And now, hey, we've seen McKenna make some great shots today and last year when we were here at the broadcast as well. McKenna Sankovic. Is she going to go right up? I think she is. She's going to go right up that far lane. Actually, she's going to bounce it out of the way. Will it hit the...
Not going to work.
Good idea. Hey, cleared a path for...
Yeah, McKenna
her teammates.
was probably happy yesterday. It was Elvis's birthday yesterday.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, and she she'd love to have dinner with Elvis. I wonder if she likes peanut butter and banana sandwiches, huh?
Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So now coming up.
I have a friend of mine on Facebook that has a peanut
2-minute warning.
girls the peanut butter banana sandwich every Elvis birthday.
Ethan also went right up the wall, but a little bit too strong. So Coach George electing not to use that timeout yet, trusting in Shelby, and she's going to go with the angle shot.
Yeah, they need to slip one in here.
Will it have enough mustard on it? That's a
Yeah,
good
it will.
look. That's
Yeah,
a
it
good
will.
look.
That gets the point.
Beautiful shot, and the girls basketball team of Union Frustration early, now admiring. They're talking strategy over here, Lee. You might want to be listening to Kelly Cleaver and Mia Cruz. Hey, by the way, Kelly Cleaver is our December LGKG Athlete of the Month, by the way.
Congratulations to Kelly.
She's in attendance here today.
They're probably on the basketball court right after this, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
For practice.
Coach Nogue, Coach Frustorfer are ready to go. So Anthony Ryan's going to get his final throw. Big shout out to him. Journey to Ernie, his favorite. And we love this. He's a Mr. Rogers fan.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Mr. Rogers. So
For sure.
Ian Galanka, a fan favorite out there now. Will it stay in? It's going to go just drifted left.
One more chance here.
And this could be very interesting because Mohawk still has one ball in the back pocket left to be thrown. So Vanna Llewellyn.
Oh, she's just going for that one to get
She's
it out.
trying to blast it, and she splits it.
Between.
Oh, my goodness.
And here comes the timeout.
And a wise choice. Again, you have the one ball remaining. This is a chance with your, hey, we get to call our Ponch's Insurance timeout. This is the only time that you can talk with your players. So they know right now. They have one. They are tied. Who is the last one to throw for Mohawk? McKenna threw. Ethan threw.
He's talking
and Shelby threw, I believe. So I believe that's Zach Roberts who's going to be throwing. So they're going to talk with what Zach wants to do.
They're talking to Zach right now.
I think Coach is saying, hey, if you put this in close and get us the win here in the set, we'll take it to the Cheesecake Factory.
And we'll give you a shirt.
Potentially there, too. Junior high cheerleaders during the timeout giving a little cheer for us. Hey, Zachary want to give some shout-outs. Want to give a shout-out to his mom and his dad. Of course, his brother. Can't go wrong with your brother. And Grandma June, who's potentially tuning in, and Aunt Tammy as well. And, I mean, it goes without saying. Coach George said it so well. You got to thank all the parents and the families for what they're able to do for these kids, because this is staying after school a couple times a week to do these practices and then the games, and hopefully for both these schools, playoffs as well.
Yeah, Mohawk used their Ponce's Insurance timeout. Love the life you live worry-free. Check them out, poncesinsurance.com.
Oh, they will be living life worry-free here if Peyton can get this close.
I thought he was going to wind up and throw. There you go. Let's see if it gets there.
He's not sure. Doesn't have enough.
See, does it?
Yes, it does. He feels good now. He's got it.
There's the win for and the bow.
Perfect throw just as Coach drew it up. Mark that one down for sure.
And Mohawk will take the first game 6-5. Wow.
Mohawk wins set 1 6-5 on that last roll from Zachary Roberts. What we're going to do, we're going to step aside. We'll come back. Union's flipping up their team. Mohawk's going to switch up their order. We'll have game 2 when we return. Unified Bocce on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Yeah, give him a shirt. Give him a shirt.
Oh, yeah, we'll get a shirt. I'll try to help Mark for Union, who's on the left, who's on the right.
Are these like the...
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should...
All right, let's see if we can figure out who's going to be on the left and the right for you.
I can tell you who's split, but
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Xenia Opal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet. When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Xenia Opal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. All right. Back here at Union High School, Covelli Fieldhouse, the site for today's contest between Union and Mohawk, Unified Bocce. Mohawk taking first set 6-5. Thanks to Phil George for talking to us and getting, well, you know what? He cut his interview short to get down there for the timeout. I'm not sure if we're going to allow Coach Rofelina to do that or not. No, we thank her for coming up and joining us. And,
I'm hoping it's not necessary.
Well, there you go.
Well, she came up early so she can get down there.
That is also a good call there for sure, Lee. Coach Felina, 28th year coaching of some regard here at Union.
It's hard to believe I'm that old.
Well, I was going to say, how difficult was that to type up when you were getting these notes set up for us?
You know, it's kind of funny because kids in class today were asking me how long I've been teaching. And I said, teaching or teaching here? And they said both. And I said, well, this is my 30th year here, my 32nd year in education. So
Wow.
I don't know how it happened. I blinked and, 5 minutes ago I was in Alpha Gam trotting around Westminster.
Well, I mean, you blink and all of a sudden you find 20 more people trying to come out and work for you on this Unified Bocce team. Talk about that first and foremost. I mean, wow. You have to turn people away, basically.
We absolutely do. And, Michelle and I were sitting over there talking about how is it that we can have 16 kids and we're turning kids away. And, here's Mohawk here with 6 kids tonight.
Yeah.
And, a bigger school than us. And, it's a great problem to have, and we have found some ways to get more kids involved. We have Carter May out here as a team manager this year, and Acadia Vogan, who was actually a letter winner on this team last year, actually gave up her spot, still on the team, but she was always Matthews one-on-one, and she gave up her spot throwing and stayed on just getting on the court every time for his throw so that we could pull another kid in here. So, it's wonderful to see how many kids we have who are interested in this. You see how many kids are here to support us. And we also have, part of the Special Olympics program is that each school is to have a unified club, which, Mr. Dotson is our You Belong club that meets once a month during 6th period and lunch, regardless of which lunch they have.
He's always free anyway.
And they have they do activities and they have lunch together. And, we've gone out to Casey Creation and done some things. and they pick what they're going to have for lunch the next month, and it's wonderful to be in that group. But we have even more kids other than, it's not just this team who's doing that. We have a lot of kids who aren't here, or I saw Hayden Strickler was in here. The varsity basketball team was here. Hayden is not eligible to be a bocce player because she plays another PIAA winter sport.
Oh,
but
that's a
probably
shame.
one of our most active You Belong Club members. In fact, made some of the signs that you saw around here.
Well, I don't like that rule.
Well, we've talked about it a bit at length because,
Wow.
well, the reasoning is because if you play a winter sport, you're not playing another winter sport. Have you heard of Joe Roth?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
And same thing, too, like the other part of it was we wanted to turn this into a big assembly match at one point of like, hey, let's make this at 2 o'clock during the school day. You can bring the whole school down for the hour-long match. Bus in more students from Mohawk, but they're not allowed to have it during the school day. Hey, did you forget Union played a football game during the school day? So
and they play state championships during the school
We sure did.
For sure they did. So, I mean, there's a lot of things we understand, though, why the rules exist as they do. But as we get ready to start set number 2, or game number 2, excuse me, and Ethan Pound's getting things underway. His first season, hey, he gets a rethrow right off the bat. Get the scoreboard reset.
Sorry, I was trying to do that with a point and not yell across the gym.
I think that was pretty good hand signals. Hey,
Thank you.
Yeah, give a shout out to our 2 scorekeepers here, Kaylee and Gabby.
Kaylee and Gabby have been helping us out. They are actually both student council members of mine. I'm also a student council advisor. And Gabby is actually, when I talk student council, Gabby represents 10 counties in northwestern Pennsylvania on the state, the Pennsylvania Association of Student Councils Executive Board. So she actually has a conference on Monday that she will be running a lot of things down at Seneca Valley, representing all of those students in those 10 counties. Kaylee Flowers is, she's actually a state champion wrestler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, who is she wrestling for?
Yeah, who she wrestles for.
We actually have a few girls who are wrestling. They wrestle with Newcastle.
It's Newcastle, that's
thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I cover girls wrestling.
Yeah, so when they
just-
have an away match, Newcastle stops here, picks them up.
Okay.
And,
So it's a co-op that they have with
Right.
Newcastle. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we're trying to get a couple of wrestling matches on the air. We'll keep an eye for Kaylee out there. But you kind of alluded to it, though. It says another good throw. Somehow splits the green ball and the Paulina. But the fact that it is more than just your 6 or 8, or in your case, 16 athlete and partner combinations, that a lot more goes into it. Your volunteers as officials and everything as well. There's a lot that goes into making one of these teams happen and to make a game event like this happen as well.
Absolutely.
Let's roll a little bit short from Shelby. It'll be still green ball in. With the rookies that you have making their way onto the team, what's the biggest challenge of getting somebody, athlete or partner, accustomed to the tactics and everything going on here with Unified Bocce?
One of our biggest challenges is, we have practice. We run through different strategies. Well, you may have noticed during our warm-up that we do a long ball where everybody tries to get as close as they can to it, and then a short ball where everybody tries to get as close as they can. And then during practice, we'll do some other moves where you're trying to knock the Paulina away. You're trying to knock the other team's ball away. And, doing some of these different moves. I think the biggest challenge is that we sometimes get a mindset that's the one, we think of this one strategy, and that's the one we use all the time. So, that kind of happened to us in our first match, which did not go as well for us with Laurel. And, we went out there, and every time we were trying to knock the other team's ball away. We're like, just try to get it close. Sometimes it's okay to just try to get it close.
Give a shout out to Caden Wiseman. He says he's sad because his Denver Broncos did not make the playoffs.
Big Denver Broncos fan.
Yeah. And he's a senior athlete, Caden is now.
Wow.
Where's that time going?
He is. Caden actually was one of the original members of this team back in his sophomore year, and then his family had moved last year, and he played for Riverside. And we're very glad to have him back and sporting a Letterman jacket for us with the bocce on the back. I love that. That's one of my favorite things about
After period 1, Union leads 1-0.
The relationship between PIAA and Special Olympics. To see some of these kids who wouldn't otherwise have a chance to earn a varsity letter.
Correct.
And it's just wonderful to see these kids sitting here and waving to their parents. I noticed when we were doing the introductions before the match, and I had told them all to wave when their name was said, and I'm watching them and they're all waving at their parents. And I thought that has to be such a great feeling for the parents to see their kid out there earning a varsity letter.
Cameron Cannon, a little too strong on his throw, but then
just over.
Yeah, but then how about Coach Dijon? Hey, she's no longer coaching volleyball. She just whipped that right back. True Cannon.
That should stop.
But I mean, to go along with the
maybe not either.
Oh wow, that one's drifting too. They'll have You'll have one more try at it. But to your point of the Letterman jackets, I mean, you look at Tori May, you have on here right under softball, of which she is a state runner-up. WPL champion twice in a row, right underneath it, Unified Bocce. That's so cool to see.
That's one of my favorite things about this team is that we have kids on this team who aren't
edging it on his Cameron. It's going to make it.
There we go.
It made it. Woo. Nice Tiger Woods fist pump there for Cameron as well.
We have kids here who, this is the only thing they get to do. They're not in choir during school. They might come down here and participate with Jim and some other kids, but for the most part, spend a great deal of their day self-contained in a classroom. And this team unifies them. A shout out to Unified Sports. Unifies them with somebody who's a multiple sport athlete. Tori's going to play Division II softball next year at Lackawanna.
And there's the answer to your question earlier. Beauty and the Beast is going to be the school.
Beauty and the Beast is the school's musical.
I did. I blanked for a second there.
And that's one of the things as I was doing the fun facts for you guys, I was noticing how many of them are in the school musical, how many of them are in student council, how many of them play other sports. Being small like we are, we've always said it's small but mighty. I'm a Union alum myself. And I actually sometimes still sign emails, Municipal Spirit Class of 88. But our kids do it all, and they do it all well. So proud to be a Scottie. Always have been, always will be.
Well, that makes it fun, too, and even more impressive at times when you look at the fact that you have kids who are willing to give up that extra couple of hours for practices and for these matches when they have so many other things going on that they're a part of.
So how do you match up the student with an athlete, or do you have the choice, or how does that work?
We have a choice, and truthfully, we find that Matthew responds very well to Acadia. So, there are times if Acadia can't be at a practice, then, Arlo will step in or Savannah Llewellyn will step in. And there are just some people that he'll react to better than others. When it's me, sometimes it's like, come on, Matthew, your turn. And he's not hearing it from me. But a kid goes out and tells him and he'll respond to them. So, we just kind of watch who they're going to respond to. Cece being matched with Anthony. Cece told me she would only play if she got to be if she got to be Anthony's partner. So
that's the Tori May throw across there.
Yeah, she did the job and upped it off to the side, but didn't get it as square as she would have liked. I think she wanted to show off the arm for the cameras, Lee. Come on.
Yeah. She'll have plenty of time to show that off in the spring.
Yeah.
A little confusion there with some colors.
Yeah, make sure you get the right color. We were joking about that earlier of how you choose the colors. It's not as cut and dry as you would expect, is it?
It is not.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like always, hey, home will be green, away will be red, or hey, Mohawk's red, so make sure they have red. But you said it doesn't always work that way.
No, and I'm kind of glad because it works out a little bit easier for, when we, as I mentioned to you earlier in a school conversation, that when we play somebody who's red, we try to make it so that they're red.
Right.
And we play somebody who's, it doesn't matter for us because neither is our color.
Yeah.
But when you have a school that is specific, has a specific color that is red or green, makes it easier for everyone when they match their color.
Which makes perfect sense. So Mohawk's still closest, and we'll have
might get 2.
Ooh, a bump off the wall. It would be.
That's going to be. I think the measuring stick is coming out.
Well, while they measure, we have the Union Junior High cheerleaders coming and giving a little cheer for us as well. Miss Felina, how fun has it been to be able to see Mohawk bringing the student section, Union bringing out the cheerleaders, and then the student section, and the basketball team hanging out and watching the game?
Absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. You know, one of the things that we did, another requirement of the Special Olympics program is that you do some whole school engagement activities. And one of the things that we've done last year and this year is worked out pretty well for us. One of the things that we've done the past 2 years is set the bocce court up in the hallway in front of the, out in the common area outside of the cafeteria, so that during lunch, any of the kids can go out. We have members of the bocce team go out and kind of teach them what they're trying to do, but anybody can go out there and take a turn at it. So, we've done some in-school assemblies. We've had some where just anybody out of the stands, we just randomly called kids down to play bocce during an assembly, and it's really great to build that support of our athletes. Union has traditionally a strong following in all of our sports, and I need to give a nod to LC SportsNet because I know myself during a lot of the pandemic and even following up, being a PhD student myself, I can't always get to the games and the matches, and being able to have a computer up there with listening to you guys or watching you guys broadcast a game.
I like that throw.
Nice, Ethan.
That's the second one Ethan has hit the Paulina, isn't it?
For being a rookie, he's doing pretty well.
But I truly appreciate LC SportsNet, and might I say to people who are out there watching and listening right now, you can actually make donations to support LC SportsNet being able to make these broadcasts for us. As a community resident, a Lawrence County resident lifelong, and a Lawrence County teacher, completely respect and appreciate everything that you guys do for this entire county.
Oh, we appreciate that as well. And just for confirmation here, we won't pull the camera over here, but there is nothing in her hand. We didn't script that. No, we greatly appreciate that. I mean, we can't do it without the help of the teams at school. For example, Dom Summers producing this is staying and broadcasting for the Union basketball game tonight that goes on. So long days for him, and we know when we go to Mohawk, we have that same sort of camaraderie, and Nishanik same way, and it's a big help. The one thing I wanted to talk about, you mentioned putting the bocce court out in front in the cafeteria. We've heard it from now 3 different schools that they've done like a little mini, whether it's during like a little assembly or just a fun, getting a student versus teachers game. Now you guys have plenty of players here to practice against each other, but that might be something this fellow Union teacher would be interested in trying to make happen at some point here, Ro.
I definitely see that in our possibility. I can tell you when we first discussed having this program here, and I was discussing it with Mr. Nogue, I informed him that I, in fact, make the bocce trophies every year for the backyard Felina family 4th of July picnic, and and I know Mr. Clare he doesn't usually have a slide rule in his pocket, but it's usually his big old foot out there measuring things in our backyard. But I would bet you we could get several teachers who would be willing to play a match.
Oh, and I don't know. I can't imagine Tori May being competitive against a teacher squad. Not at all, could you?
No.
I could see Tori May forcing Mr. Nogue to be on that court.
So during those matches, your last name becomes Paulina, not Felina, right? Okay.
Now that's a good question. Would you be coaching, or would you be trying to compete against them? Which would you enjoy more?
Well, here's the thing. We're not allowed to coach during a match anyway, so I might as well play.
Yeah, that's true.
See your skills now. Would you be able to? It'd be a little bit of an adjustment because you're used to the regular bocce ball.
I am used to the regular one.
Yeah.
It was when I first went to the training, and I'm thinking like, I really don't know how this works. I thought somebody maybe should have mentioned that I was going to be leaving Slippery Rock with 28 pieces of 5-foot-long PVC pipe and a Camry. I had to roll the window down in the back seat and kind of put stuff in diagonally. But it's a completely different feel.
Oh my gosh,
with that
yeah.
silicone ball.
Well, and completely different in how you're going to roll. Like, the strategy feels like to get it to stop early, you're getting that little extra bounce because they are squishy and bouncy. And a little sigh of relief there from Viziak.
Yeah, the feel on the court, it's completely different from a regular bocce court.
Without a doubt.
But I think the process of, knowing how you feel when you need to put a little more on it or take a little off of it, it's a similar concept in doing that. But,
But no matter how hard you roll it, you probably rolled it too hard.
And there's a spot in the small gym where we practice that we have to put the court to the side because there's a curve that happens. I feel like I'm in Altoona because it just right around there if we roll in that spot.
That's perfect. You mentioned going out for the first time. Other than getting the 5-foot long piece of PVC and giving them that warning, if there is others who are out there who are seeing this and maybe looking to start a bocce program at their school or want to be inquisitive about that, talking to their school, A, what are the benefits that you've seen with your students, and B, what recommendations would you give?
Well, first and foremost, the benefits are immeasurable. To see, when they say unified sports, it does truly unify a school, and it's so inclusive. We're always trying to promote acceptance of people who are different, regardless of what that difference is. And so this program and the awareness, they have a spread the word campaign. You see those banners all around the school. They're spread the word for inclusion. And so that's a benefit to everyone, and not just for the kids who are being included, who previously, when I was in school, a lot of the kids who are playing now wouldn't have been in a mainstream school.
Right.
They would have been sent to Polk, and they just wouldn't have been able to be interacting with these kids. And now,
or at the very least, they'd be in a separate hallway away from everyone else. Yeah.
And now they're coming into the classrooms and they're participating in the choir and they're going to gym class, and it's better for everyone. Yeah, it's not just better for the kid who gets included. It's better for the kids who maybe have no difficulties or minor difficulties, to get to see some of the differences that other people have and to become more tolerant and accepting of those differences. So that's a wonderful program. And in terms of the suggestions that I would have, I have to tell you, the number of bocce teams it's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
And
you would bring the math out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would bring the math out. Hazards of the job. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Perfect roll. Perfect roll.
Beautiful. So, anywho, we have a liaison through Special Olympics PA. If you hear SOPA references all the time, SOPA is the Special Olympics Pennsylvania. And so we have some liaisons. I would say if you reach out, they see the broadcasts, they know what schools already do have bocce teams. We can certainly put them in touch with our liaisons. The liaisons are such a wonderful support for us, and we get just regular emails with all kinds of different things that are helping us stay on track, and just really a fantastic program with immense support. There are some things, you alluded to earlier, some of the rules that, we don't like. I just filled out we have to do a mid-year survey thing, and one of the things I put on there is we now have kids with disabilities are not allowed to stay in school until they're 22. But the Special Olympics rule,
Union and Mohawk are tied with 2.
the rule hasn't changed yet. The eligibility is only until 21. So, similar to other services for like vocational psychology and, other things providing behavioral supports, those rules haven't changed to match that age requirement in school yet. And, it needs to happen.
Yeah.
You can't just say you can stay here, but you can't participate in anything or have any services.
Right. So and it's all about, getting everything caught up. And I think hopefully it'll make that happen. And with advocates like you, we know it will end up happening. So Miss Felina, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Go get back down with your team and
Get your timeout ready.
Yeah, get your timeout ready, Coach.
Thank you so much. Nobody sweating a little bit here from the tie score here, but well, thank you again for being here and sharing our match with the rest of the community here. And again, don't forget to support LC SportsNet.
You got. We'll pay you later. Thanks.
Thank you to Miss Felina yet again. Great stuff. It is great talking to the coaches mid-match.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we have a 2-2 match here with Mohawk winning the first game 6-5. Here we're in our second game tied 2-2. So very competitive here between these two squads.
It has. It's been close. I mean, Mohawk.
Some great throws.
Yeah, they have. There's another one bumping out of the way. It's still going to be Mohawk's throw, but Ethan's made a couple of nice throws from Mohawk. We know what McKenna Sankovic is going to do. She's been all over the Polina today. She's going right at it here as well, and that's going to take a little kiss, isn't it? Boom. Right on it. And that's going to bring up Savannah Dean. She's not in the musical, but she's part of the stage crew.
This is a very important part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
The behind the scenes.
Lefty's also,
And she's a big reader also.
Adam Silvera. I'll have to look that one up, Savannah. Caden Wiseman, he's waiting to make sure. Now they're going to say green is in, so this is going to be
thrown back over.
Yeah, back and forth again. Here we go. Zach Roberts. And now they're an NCIS fan. I need to ask him, which one?
There's a lot of them out there, that's for sure.
Oop, they're actually going to double check with the measurement. Here, this measurement brought to you by Medora Bonner Law, just because. And it is red ball. I love this too. They asked, what phone app do you use the most, Zach? He said, well, it's more of a website, but we'll call it YouTube. We'll say YouTube, the app.
Yeah.
He's trying to give some body English on this one, but it's going to curve back to the left.
Surround it right. Got the diamond there.
So
should still be red throw.
It is. They're making sure who's going to be up next, and it is Peyton Viziak.
Yeah, the last throw. He's going to go right after it, try to knock that green one out of the way. Not going to make it.
Oh, just splits them.
So green's got a definite one, but you got to be very careful now.
Yeah, so how do you play this?
Do? Well, let's see what Caden decides to do. Well, he
didn't take much time.
No,
to think about
he's not thinking about it.
Oh, well, when he's got that roll, I'd say he looks like Russell Wilson, but that might not be a compliment. Great throw for Cade.
Might be a second point there. That's
definitely gives a little extra backboard for Lizzie, another reading enthusiast. And she's done a lot of pictures for Yearbook and even for us with LC SportsNet with Union Sporting Events as Lizzie. And she makes a nice conservative play. Wanted to make sure she didn't mess up the 1 point that Scotties already had. And this is going to be one. So Union takes the 3-2 lead here in this set. Give a shout out to our friends at LGKG. 90-plus years in the business. Big shout out to them. The LGKG Athletes of the Month. We mentioned Kelly Cleaver, the female athlete of the month. We also mentioned Joe Ruff on this broadcast. He is the male LGKG Athlete of the Month. Coming up after the game, we will have a T-shirt distribution for our Mela Chiropractic Play of the Game, as well as our MVP Insurance MVP of the game.
And Ethan Pounds is our newbie of the game. Sponsored by Health and Motion.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, a couple of freshmen and a couple of first-timers.
You can call Health and Motion at 724-856-3683. It's 724-856-3683, Health and Motion.
Sophia Rondeau. I love this. She's in the musical, The Role. Silly girl. She's also the co-chair of Union's Mini-Thon, which they're going to be doing. I think that's the 6th consecutive year that they've done this.
So you think she qualifies for Silly Girl then?
Oh, absolutely. Lee, you can help me on this. I remember the first year that they did the Mini-Thon here, I came and checked it out, and the only reason I remember what year it would be, that was the year that UMBC defeated Virginia. It was It was that night.
1/16 or 16/1.
First time it ever happened.
That's right.
So here we go. So Sophia went too long on all three, so that means that the Paulina control goes over to Mohawk now. So because she couldn't get it between the cones on her 3 throws.
And who else let McKenna do that?
McKenna's going to go short.
Yeah, she likes that short one.
Ooh, is that going to make it? No,
a little bit too short. So now they will just place it. Since nobody was able to get it, they'll put it on the line.
Right in the middle. But then it is still Union to go first. So the cannon coming up. But here's your fun stuff. How about this? Member of the K-Dogs. It's an anti-bullying organization. Is also one of the founding members of that You Belong club that Miss Felina was talking about.
And he was part of the Polar Plunge at Acrisure Stadium last season.
And that one gets the junior high cheerleaders out of their seat. This is going to be Eric going. Love his dislike. His dislike is OCD. Me too, Eric. Me too. Good roll here. Will it stop? No. How many of those have we seen that have just missed and split the 2 balls, Lee?
Quite a few. Eric's like shrugs his shoulders like, yeah.
Now you got to be careful with the time, because if you get under 2 minutes, you cannot start another frame. So Mohawk needs to think about amping up the time here. Short throw again from McKenna.
Yeah, we might be getting Coach George's strategy with his number system going.
Yeah. A lot of these golden frames, if we are tied at the end of this one, that's what it would come down to. As Mohawk won the first set 6-5 on the last throw of the first game.
Yeah, we haven't had a golden frame yet in one of our broadcasts.
Year. You know what? We did the very first one we did 2 years ago. We did. But we've been straight sets ever since. There's this one from Shelby curling off to the right, so Union's still in.
Should be.
Now here's the only thing that goes into play too. We found this out the last broadcast we did. Winning the games and matches is important, but also the score. That ends up being part of the tiebreaker, and with how many teams there are, that's probably going to play into effect of who qualifies for these championships. As Peyton will go last.
Needs to tuck one in there.
Peyton, big fan of the Scream movies. He's going to be screaming at himself for that one. Just missed.
So I wonder if they coach, take your time right now, because there's only 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the...
Well, guess what? Coach can't say it.
Yeah.
However...
How about Tori down there?
Yeah, well... Tori's watching is Noah Laskowski. Another one of your newbies to the game. A big video game fan is Noah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want Tori up there the way she throws.
Right. Well, go ahead and throw it, but throw it down the sideline if you're going to show off the basketball. Sophia Rondeau. She's actually presenting at a conference on Monday. This one drifts through. That was a little dangerous, it looked like, but that's going to stop right at the right spot.
Now Mohawk's going to have to run after this because there's only 34 seconds. Yeah, she's got a soft throw in her.
A little finesse from Tori May. How about that? And this is going to be worth multiple points now. 2 or 3. Look at that.
And they're going to get 3. Now, can they get down there in 14 seconds now?
At this point, you might as well concede, because you would need to get all 4. It is possible. But I think Mohawk might just end up conceding this set.
They are conceding right now. That's it. So now we will have the golden frame.
And I think they're going to confer, and yep, they're going to say golden frame.
Officials, this is your 2-minute warning.
So we are not. They were hurrying. Union was hurrying. They wanted to get that extra frame in, but no, we're going to have a third set coming up.
Coach George said nope.
Mohawk 6'5", Union 6'2". We're going to step aside real quick, be back with the golden frame. One throw for one end. That's it. That's when we return at lcsportsnet.com.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zingleopole or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Golden frame coming your way here at lcsportsnet.com. Mohawk takes the first set 6-5, the first game 6-5, and Union taking the second one 6-2. So now it's the tiebreaker frame, just one end, so one set of 4 each. That's it.
Now we should have asked. They're going to flip a coin.
Yeah, so they do this at the beginning of each of the 3 games in this case.
Mohawk, I'm assuming, will probably get a chance to call since they're the visitor here. And Union, you can tell Union won the toss.
Cameron's a little excited, so they get to choose.
And it looks like their team, since they won the second game, they will get the throw.
Yep.
Their team.
And now they've made a switch over here.
Coach George had to pick his 4.
And Ethan Pounds, of course, is going to go first. He's been sniper on that Paulina so far. He has been all over it.
This one better hit the Paulina.
It's going to drift just to the left, but a good start for Union. Here comes Mohawk. All their players have had many more throws over the course of the day, so you wonder if that gives them a little more feel for it. And we know what McKenna Sankovic can do. Big Guardians of the Galaxy fan. She's going to go full Star-Lord here.
And she just likes chores. I like her.
Oh, man, it's turning out. She can't believe it. Looked like she was on the Altoona curve the way that one just bent right around the green ball. So rough throw. Unfortunate for her. This is going to be Eric. He's going with a different angle. Can he get it to check up? Oh, this is right on it, Lee. It's right on it.
But
is right. He did the job.
But
it's still creeping.
It's still creeping, yeah.
And I think we're going to get the measurement.
Wow.
And while we have a moment, give a shout out to Coach Dijon right there. 10 years as a volleyball coach here at Union. Just resigned after 10 great seasons coaching the Scotties. A few section championships over the last 3 or 4 years. Red is closest. It is green roll, Lee, not by much.
Your measurement sponsor of the LCAP Instant Replay.
There you go. Cameron Cannon now. See, will he go right for it? Will he try to knock the red ball out of the way? Took a left turn right out of the hand.
He's gonna hit that.
Well, it's got the right
weight. Idea.
Good weight on it. Hey, shoot that arrow.
And let's see if Tori's got another soft throw in her.
Let's see which way. No, she's going for the plow, and she did. She knocked it out of the way.
That's that softball throw.
So Union still with 1 ball in hand, Mohawk with 2 ball in hand, and it is their turn to throw. We've already seen Zach Roberts with a great throw to end the first set. Does he have another one in him?
It's tough when that ball's out in the middle, too.
This is going to be pretty good weight. Will it stay inside?
It's curving to the left.
It is drifting. That was perfect weight, though, from Zach.
Here comes the timeout.
And wise choice, you got 1 shot left to do it.
Yeah, what do you do?
Oh.
Yeah, so I like the coach right now. I say to try to knock that green one out of the way there.
Well, it's also about what Shelby feels most confident. Does she feel confident in putting some speed on it, knocking it away, because Mohawk is the next closest. Oh, she wants to give a shout out to her brother Lucas and her mom Rebecca, and her dad Eric as well. So Shelby's going to have the final Mohawk throw of this game.
What's our next broadcast anyways? On
Tomorrow night, non-section hoops, Laurel girls hosting Shenango.
Always a fun one there.
Yeah, and then Thursday, 2 WPL championship teams from the last couple of years. And then actually both made it to the finals last year, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Thursday, Mohawk girls basketball hosting the Shannock. Mohawk looking for a big bounce back after their loss last night.
Yeah, the Elwood, yeah.
Elwood City's going to be a fun team to watch, on both sides, boys and girls.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to get up to the Shannock yet. I'll be up there next Tuesday.
Oh, that's the Mohawk and Shannock game,
Yeah, the boys. Oh.
Speaking of the Shannock boys, they're your LCAP team of the month for December.
Yeah, they're ranked number 2, I believe, in the WPIL right now.
So here's Shelby. Which way is she going to go? She's going for the finesse. Does it have enough mustard on it?
Oh.
And again, though, just drifting to the left, and it's going to go just outside of the green ball. A great effort.
Now, if I'm Union, I take a timeout and make sure you throw to the right of that Polina as far as you can and hard as you can.
Well, they got to use when Mohawk took their timeout to talk it through.
But she's going for it.
Well, she's going to go nice and soft. No chance of it getting there.
There you go.
Union's going to get the point and the win. And that'll be...
1 green, Union wins the match.
So Union will win the match in the golden frame. So Union, 2-1. They are your victors. We'll step aside real quick, wrap things up, give our post-game awards, and we'll be back in a moment on lcsportsnet.com. Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Yeah, welcome back one final time. The Cavelli Fieldhouse here at Union High School. Union defeats Mohawk 2-1 thanks to the golden frame at the end. So Mr. Dawson's down on the court to hand out our awards. We're going to hand out our MVP insurance to the Mohawk Warriors. The MVP Insurance proud to present the MVP of Game of the War to the Mohawk Warriors for that great shot to win that first game. So they're going to honor Mohawk for today's MVP of the game. They will the team will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named today's MVP of the game. You can view the full list of this year's game MVPs. Go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the game. Congratulations, Mohawk Warriors, for being named today's MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. And our melee chiropractic play of the game, actually Union Scotties, for winning today's match. So melee chiropractic proud to present the Union Scotties for today's play of the game. They will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone recognition of today's play of the game. You can view today's melee chiropractic play of the game and the full list of this season's top list. Go online to lcsportsnet.com, click on play of the game. Congratulations to the Union Scotties. Today's melee chiropractic play of the game. Let melee chiropractic keep you in the game. Mr. Dawson down there taking some pictures right now with the Mohawk Warriors and the Union Scotties. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Dawson's going to come up and wasn't able to wrap it up that quick.
We're going to wrap it up nice and quick.
Yeah, but those it's always nice to see the reaction of the kids for getting those T-shirts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get the team pictures for both of them. I think Coach George was able to snag his team before they all dispersed. A lot of Union's kids have to leave right away, so they'll get that to us coming up in the next couple of days. But another fun match. And, hey, we got to see the golden frame.
Yeah.
And
fun to see.
Yeah, and here, look at Caden right here. He's showing off the bocce pin on the Letterman jacket, and it is. That's a fun way for all of this to go here for these athletes and for these partners. And we officially give our Melee reads. We're in great shape.
We're good done. Melee and MVP read.
Beautiful.
Done.
Appreciate that, Lee. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And big thanks again to Coach Phil George and Coach Roseanne Felina for coming and talking to us. It is really, again, we can't stick a microphone in front of Coach Mark Stanley or Coach Nee for sure. Certainly can't do it with Coach McCutcheon or Coach O'Lear. So
or Coach G.
Yeah, you know what? We could have brought. That for sure. We could have brought Coach Nick Mariano up. Again, big thanks to him. He helped out with the student bus from Mohawk coming out here to help support the athletes. Big thanks to the peer leadership groups for helping put that together. And again, big thanks to everyone here at Union and Mohawk for all they do for us. Dom Summers producing. He's got double duty. He needs to go get some food before the boys game tonight. You can check that out on the Union YouTube page. Jay Moan doing the camera duties. Congratulations, Caden, right in front of us saying his farewells. For my partner Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson saying so long, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more bocce and the rest of the sports action here in the winter months on Lawrence County SportsNet, where it's powered by LCAP.